everybody, this is Rose of Sharon, and I'm back again with another movie review. I just recently saw Onward, which is Pixar's latest release, and I absolutely loved it. I loved every single solitary second of this because I'm hugely into D&D. I was really a D&D nerd when I was in college, and of course I always played an enchantress, so I was the one that everybody looked to heal the party, do auto revive, all of that stuff. I'm important. Yeah, because I could fix anything, but it all depended upon the luck of the roll of the dice, so there's that. However, I have to say that this movie probably falls into that genre and will probably hit a certain target, leaving some other people out. But that's not to say that there isn't something for everyone, because it's so pretty to look at. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's beautiful, and it has a wonderful story. There's a lot to take away from it. Lots of words of wisdom that I was not expecting. I knew I was going to cry. I'm not going to say why. If you know me, if you've watched my videos, you'll understand why this hit home for me. I just thought it was splendid. I'm gonna give it a high mark, honestly. I will, because yes, the trope has been done before, but it's all about coming of age and going outside your comfort zone, and these things are very relatable even to me as a 40-year-old, and learning who I am and what I'm supposed to do with myself. And like Forrest Gump said in the movie, Forrest Gump, of course, that he was a feather in the wind, and I really feel like that. I really resonate with that statement. That's totally me. I am a feather in the wind. I just go where the wind takes me. I have my faith. Yeah, I do deal with doubt from time to time, and in today's culture, it's obvious why this is happening, but it's a lot of uncertainty. But I don't allow fear to rule just because it's silly. Plus, I have so many things going for me, and the movie itself actually focuses on that, and it deals with just the ins and outs of having siblings, and it's very interesting. It just really focuses on healing hurts and grief, and that subject, whew, that's a whole thing to unpack right there. But dealing with grief myself, I've realized it's made me a stronger person, and I can relate to other people. I even relate to my friend so well, because he lost his dad and his mom, and now he's technically an orphan on this side of the veil, so he's not over on the other side, though. But he needs to be reminded that he really is not alone. He will never be alone. And that's one thing this movie is about. It's pedantic in that way. Soundtrack is absolutely glorious. The animation is just beautiful. Voice acting, stellar. But the cast, my gosh, this cast was just unbelievably good. Just phenomenal cast. I loved it. And I really love the Manicore. She became one of my favorites, other than Laurel, who is Ian and Barley's mom. Very strong female characters in this one, and I love that. Of course, there was an LGBT moment, and it's barely noticeable. They don't hit you over the head with it. It's very subvert, and it's not like they're trying to indoctrinate you, but it's actually really cute and sweet, and just very tender, and I like that. I thought there's nothing wrong with that. And there's some parents that are getting their panties in a wad over it. I'm like, really? Come on. And this is coming from a person, I'm middle of the road Republican, okay? So, yeah, calm down. Just saying. It's just silly for parents to get their tidy whities and a knot over something so inconsequential and insignificant. Kids don't care. They're not gonna change their minds at that point. I mean, they're kids. Let them make up their own minds. But I don't have kids, so a lot of people get on my case for that. It's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Let me make up my own mind. I'm gonna have children later on in life, hopefully. But with that said, I wanted to talk a little bit about my Patreon. My Patreon is called Rose of Sharon's Gardeners, and through this site, which is up and running, I don't have any videos up yet, but my goal is actually to get a Switch, which I can't really do yet because I can't afford it, but I would like to have a Switch. I'd like to get some video games for it. One of those games being Animal Crossing New Horizons, obviously, because I want to do playthroughs with it. I want to do playthroughs with that. I want to play Skullgirls. I want to play Mortal Kombat. I would like to play Cave Story, just to play it, retro gaming. Mario Maker, gosh, I'll be just like dashing and yelling all the time. Hopefully not keeping my neighbors awake, but since I live in an apartment complex and the walls are not really that soundproof, so I had to be really careful if I play Mario Maker. But nonetheless, I really do want to do that, and I want to completely dedicate the Patreon to animation as well, but I can't do the animation just yet because I am just about ready to go back to school. So I'm almost done with my schooling, and as soon as I do that, I can get right back to business. I got most of the rest of the Wheel of Time series, which for me it would be starting with Shadow Rising, which is the book that subsequently happens after the Dragon Reborn. So I'm going to be reading that. I'm writing quite a bit. Got my laptop back. Not really sure what else to tell you other than all is well. And I'm going to give you my rating for Onward. 2 thumbs way up. No vetching, no... There's nothing. This movie's perfect, basically. I mean, there is nothing, no lulls as far as I could see. I was completely enchanted. Pardon the play on words and all of the magical puns I will be using throughout this review, but it truly was a very enthralling film, and I was just completely spellbound by it. I think it's 5 stars, hands down, no vetching, no nothing. It's absolutely fantastic. It may not be Pixar's best, but it's up there. I really like it. It's far better than Cars. I like it a lot just because I'm really into D&D, and I love the whole fantasy genre, and just I've always wanted to be a witch myself, to be quite honest with you. I've always been interested in the occult, so yeah, there's that. But I wouldn't be going into necromancy just because I know better, but needless to say, it's really quite a beautiful, wonderful film. It's just so good. The ending is a little bit bittersweet, but it's a happy ending as well. So it ends on a high note. So it's a feel-good movie. It's a movie that is really good at hammering home some really relatable points. And it's so funny. I'm going to get this out there right now. They're alicorns, okay? They're alicorns. Pete Doctor, you did not do your research. That's my only nag. I mean, they didn't get that right. I thought, do you not know the difference between a unicorn and an alicorn? Really? But despite that one little nag, it really wasn't that big of a deal, but it did kind of stick in my craw a little bit. It's just, I'm not a purist, but that just kind of niggled at me just a little bit. But despite that, Um, just utterly amazing movie. Just awesome. Awesome. Really. I mean, it just was just a rockin' film. I loved it. I loved it. I really did. It was just so much fun and enjoyable. I cried. Yeah, I cried, of course. Like I always do in a Pixar film, but it was wonderful. The short at the beginning was great too. I really enjoyed that. That gave me some nostalgia vibes. I'm not going to talk about that one too much because I want that to be a surprise, especially for us 90s kids. Not going to say much else more. That's just a small hint. Not giving away nada. So that's it for me today. Till next time. Live long, prosper. Ciao, Tootsie.